place yourself going in the future that you can't let deter you or take you away from that. Not even yourself, and not even the limiting beliefs that you may have your abilities. Self-confidence is built through everyday application. So don't overwhelm yourself. You had to walk before you crawled, right? I mean, crawled before you walked, excuse me. But it's the same process with this fitness stuff, and it's the same process with anything that you want to build up on. You got to take them baby steps, family. So take them baby steps and go out there on a walk, go out there on a run, just whatever it is. Just make sure that you're getting done because as spoken knee, spoken triumph. As the sun rises, I rise too. Sasquatch Warrior Chief just tapping in to let you know that I believe in you and there ain't nothing that you can't do. So if you want to improve, there ain't no off season in life. So I'm out here working on my jump shot today. You know, working on my jump shot because that's important to always remember that there is ways that you can improve. Because one of my brothers called me the other day and he was talking about Roof Fest was talking about even that 3-on-3 what that up there in Chihuahua that they got, and just even pick up games at the local park. I gotta be able to keep my, you know, jump shot off. Might be the shades. Oh, safety first. Remember that always, man. It's important to have fun, and it's always a blessing to have fun. But you want to make it to the next day, loved one. You don't want no injuries in the off season, but there ain't no off season in life. So always take that subtle approach to certain things in life. Like I'm trying to have fun, but I'm trying to make sure that I make it to the next day, or on my hands, fingers, and toes, and no broken bones. So make sure that the thing that you're doing is safe to you and the people around you, no matter what you're doing, fam. Yeah, this is fundamental, and remembering how to practice what you preach, so to speak, and rather than continuously shooting from right here, I'm gonna bring it on in about a foot and a half to about right here. So then to where my shot is gonna be better off. It's gonna go in more. My percentile is gonna go up because if you're a little bit tired, say it's the second quarter, third quarter, whatever, and you have, you're kind of whatever, bring it in a little bit. You don't always gotta shoot from way out there. Fundamental to remember that and to be aware of that in the middle of real time and real game and real So bringing it in, see, bringing it in, bringing it in. Bringing it in about a foot, and then now we take that time to lock in, to jump, and then shoot at the top of my jump with that swan or blue crane wrist, I like to call it. Jump blue crane wrist, and it's not gonna land every time, but it's gonna get into that general hoop range to where they're not just airballing, to where it's not airballing. You feel what I'm saying? So remember that, and I'm bringing it in about a foot and a half from where I originally began. Where I originally began, I was right there, if you can see it. And I moved in a little bit because I'm always trying to tell my little bros, and bring it in mid range, mid range. I can't say that and then not implement that too. So as you can see in real time, bringing it in about a foot and a half from the original point of where I like to shoot. Because when you're practicing, you gotta always be able to get the ball there. Getting the ball there and smart passes is how you win games and championships, fams. It's not necessarily always about running around and trying to get that Curry three. That's cool. Get the ball down there first. So practice on your dribble in the off season. It's the off season. Work on that dribble. Work on the non-dominant hand. Work on them smart passes. Get with your team and start building that, creating plays. Because legends are made, man. Legends are made through constant repetition. That's the path to progression. Anything, whether it be sports or academics, whether it be relationships, you have to apply yourself or deny yourself, man. So bringing it in, coming in, it's important to have all agility, be able to move the ball around, to have somebody on you and be able to shake and bake them without just and the ball going and getting turned over every other time. Having it like, okay, locked down. Boom, boom. All right. All right. Ooh, ooh. But without the carries and the reaches and stuff, because it's never gonna be picture perfect, loved one. Never. Never. But being the one that understands my role, my position, knowing how to pass, knowing how to dribble, knowing how to keep my win and then be explosive. Okay, they tired now. Okay, we go turn up. Let's go. That's called the second win. Whether we lose or we win, it's a lesson. on how we could be better as men, as warriors, as sisters, as whoever on here right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the way that you apply the faculties of your mind is the way that you're going to change your life. So look, you put a little bit of effort in, you're going to get a little bit of results. You put a lot of effort in, you're going to get a lot of results. And that's just what I'm going to tell you. It's like Noah with the ark. God called on him because he knew his heart. You know what I'm saying? You get called upon for certain stuff. So every man has a know, or every family has a knowing. They somebody who's got to metaphor save them, or the ones that's got to show them how to not be just stand around silly mother. Yep. Every person has to. Every family has to have a Moses. Every family has to have a Nipsey. Every family has to have a LeBron, a Kobe. Every family member has to have somebody that is willing to step out and challenge themselves and not go with the current. Be willing to, if they got it, and be willing to sacrifice and willing to challenge themselves and defy all odds. Because look, if you believe in you, then I believe in you, and there ain't nothing that you can't do if you so choose. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take effort. It ain't gonna happen overnight, but it's gonna take. All right, cool. See, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. I'm gonna work on what I can do a little bit better. Okay, smarter passes. That last game, what I do. Okay, because those losses that I took in my life is what I reanalyzed, and that's what made me be better in my life. So I'm not going through that again. I'm not feeling that way. And even if I go through the losses, I know how to not let it make me like have a bad day or have, I'm like, oh, it's cool. Because competition is encouraged, especially with academics and sports and challenges. So yeah, if they beat us, they beat us. But at least they didn't have to cheat us. And we didn't have to cheat them. And then next season, we're gonna get it back. We're gonna get it cracking. We're gonna get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make sure that we gonna leave it out there on the field or on the court or in the classroom or on the in the ballet, whatever you doing in the gym, whatever it is. You on the track, field hurdles, volleyball, whatever it is, man. All of that. It's the amount of effort that you put in. This is what's going to make you a legend or going to make you riding the bench because there's people that ride the bench and then there's the ones that make the finish, and that's just the way it is. And that's just the way it is, loved one. You gonna hear it from me first. There's the cats that ride the bench and then there's the ones that make the finish. So who you gonna be? And nobody's better than the other, man. I'm just saying. It's up to you. The one who put the effort in is gonna be the one that's the amount of effort. If you put a little effort in, you're gonna ride the bench. If you put a lot of effort in, you're gonna be the one that makes the finish. It's just the way it is. So it's like I love it. Seeing betterment in my people. That's what I do this for. It's not so it's something to think about. Is he gonna ride the bench or is he gonna make the finish? It's entirely up to you. And this is the importance of it too. This is why I want to have the key fundamental aspect of you don't always got to shoot. Stockton was you remember John Stockton because the assists. Whew. You remember Larry Bird because he was a shooter. You remember Curry because he was a shooter. But we need more people to do the art of the layup, the fundamental, bringing the ball in, being able to do the layup from the reverse inside, from the outside, or from the right hand, left hand, whatever hand that you're dominant with, is the key aspects of whether or not you're going to be the one who rides the bench or the one who makes the finish. Fam, I see I see making the finish in your eyes, man. I rode the bench. That sucks. It's not a good feeling, fam. So I started putting more effort in, you know? Amount of the effort that you put in directly correlates with the amount of the results you're gonna get. I'll say it to you every time I get up on here, fam. And by the way, I'm in these hustle ways. Shout out to Puma for those, man. I'm in these hustle ways. Limited edition. You could be the beacon of hope where you come from. You could be the one that's on this marathon, you know? Because it's a never ending race. But you got to find your pace. And when they in them, the marathon runners, they're not looking at each other. They're focused because one false move, one not look that way, look this way. No, they don't do that. Marathon runners stay in their lane and they are tunnel. Because one twitch of the neck this way, that way, one look back is going to knock you off of your momentum's going to shift. We don't need momentum shifts. Lock in. Be the one. That's just, if the momentum's going to shift, it's going to shift in your benefit, not where you're just falling all over the hurt or doing whatever because you want to be worried about whatever that is over there. No, focus, lock in. Okay. Whatever it is, you want to play the piano, you want to be a violinist, you want You want to play ball, you want to play soccer, you want to, even if it's hacky sack or something, frisbee, whatever it is, just lock in. Think about how you could be better and start thinking, buy some books or something. YouTube videos. YouTube will teach you anything nowadays. So inspire those to go out there and reach their fitness goals as well. That's the momentum. That's the message for today. Is you being the person that really is inspiring those around them, not only for superficial things, because money can't buy that intensity. Money can't buy that sense of urgency. Money can't buy that longevity when you're like, all right, they burning out, but this is where the best comes out. I'm coming, I'm gonna turn up now. Who? Yeah, because there ain't no off season in life. They do this for praise and trophies. I do this because it's a way of life. That's what I'm saying, fams. That's what I'm trying to breed is them lifelong champions, them trailblazers, the ones that's gonna be the beacons of hope, the ones that's gonna be spearheads, the ones that if all praises to the most high, the ones that if they never called, they the ones that God gonna call on because they got what's inside of them. You know what I mean? Preparation, proper preparation prevents poor performance, loved one. So it's like this. And right, right. See, I'm not just talking, fans. I'm trying to think. No, see, that hand I drove it. Ooh, I'll come in. I'm gonna drive it with this one next. See, see, being able to drive, dribble, determines whether or not you ride the bench or you're gonna be the one that gets the ball passed to for the finish. Every single piece of the chessboard is necessary in order for the game to be played. So don't let me throw shade on the cats that ride the bench. The ones that ride the bench is the ones that are there because of the effort they put in, fam. That's it. Ain't nobody did that to them but them. Okay, so now let this real legend shit begin, okay? Now, you was putting all that effort in. That's why they gave you the chance to make the finish. And if you didn't make the finish, you don't remember Michael Jordan for the shots that he missed. You remember Michael Jordan for the shots that he made. So no matter what, same intensity, have that confidence within yourself. Don't let that missed shot be the reason that you don't make this shot. Come on, fam. Stand on something. You heard? Because I believe in you if you believe in you, and there ain't nothing that you can't do. Come on, man. But what you can't do, man, is sleep on yourself this year. Nah, it ain't happening. What you can't do this year is be the type of person that is in the mental shackles, the type of person that doesn't know what it is that the one that has the heart of a champion. Because you run it, you drive it, you shoot it. But like I'm always saying, safety first. I'm in these hustle ways. Shout out to Puma. Rest in peace, Nick. But yeah. But yeah, like I'm saying, it's important. It's important. Hand and eye coordination, ball dribbling, being able to get the ball there, smart passes, having basketball IQ, knowing that, all right, I'm not going to pass the ball halfway across the court to where they can like intercept it like it's football. No, I'm going to create the play. I'm going to come in there like this. I'm going to pass the ball. Smart passes, smart passes, smart passes, clean shots. What I mean by clean shots is what I mean by clean shots is setting your feet, having your shoulders underneath, and jumping and craning your wrist at the top of the shot. That's what I mean by that. The clean shot is where you're not like, and not every shot's gonna fall, like I was saying, but either way, just being the type of person that knows that the or you being able to not be so like predictable with the way you're dribbling. Because if you're playing against in a series with a team that you've already played against, and they know your star player has always got the ball in his right hand, next season he should train and get the ball to where he's able to, you know, so give him a little something they wasn't expecting. And then that's what's gonna breed the embetterment or right hand dominant, left hand dominant players. They start working on being able to take the ball in or shooting the ball even. That's with the non-dominant hand throughout their supposed off season. I don't like saying off season because to me there ain't no off season in life. But to like these young folks and my little cousins and stuff, they in their off seasons and whatnot. So I like to, and they watch my videos. Shout out to my peoples. Uh, they know what I'm talking about. So just like be cautious, be safe, be courteous of other people around you. Make sure that you ain't out here being in nobody way for no reason, rousing nobody's emotions because you feel like you can. That's not the way we live. It's not good medicine, fam. So just always be the type of person who's willing to lead, teach, and with integrity and certain level of gentleness too. Like if they don't want to listen to what I got to say, all right, cool. I ain't gonna sit here all day. Boom, I'm out of there. You know what I mean? It's cool. I believe in you. If you believe in you, and there ain't nothing that you can't do if you so choose. So bringing it in because it's fundamental to be able to come in with that verse like that. So what I really want is like it's for you to see the drive to reverse, see left, right, whatever. Dribble, dribble, dribble. So you're able to stake and bake them if they own you like that. You know what I mean? You're able to break. You know what I mean? You're able to. You're able to just have ball control to where like they can try to come with two of them on you. And you're able to still it's like understanding that because you can have a certain level of credit, but your nephew, your son want to know how to dribble a ball and you don't even know how to do one, fam. So it's like, what you gonna do? You don't know how to throw a football. You don't know how to, you know what I mean? You a goof. So then you start thinking about how you can be better, do better, learning from others, even though you might not like the approach, but it's cool because that's the way it goes. Because the day you stop learning is the day you stop breathing. So it's like we always are in the constant effort of making improvement. On my lives, on my channel, I always want you to remember that you could be the man or woman that really changes the trajectory of the way that people live, the way that people go throughout their lives if you change the way that they think in their minds, because you're not always right. You are in the way. And sometimes you don't need to be in the way just because you feel like you're right. So sometimes you just need to move out the way. I get out the way when I ain't supposed to be somewhere. When I see people doing stuff that, I'm not trying to be in their way because that's disrespectful. And I'm not a disrespectful man. I'm a man of integrity. I'm a man of honor. So I'm not all up in people's way, fam. Even if I don't agree with the way that they live, I don't do that because that's not what a man does. So back to like I was saying, fam, you believe in yourself. I believe in you too, fam. And so we come together as one and we get back to what we was doing. So it's like improvements, getting your dribble up like that, having that standard. Bam. Hey, boom. Live and learn. Go. Because I remember I was out of shape. I remember I would step on the court, I would get blazed. I was the last one getting picked when they had basketball tournaments, fam. I, bro, I used to wear my shirt at the pool when I was a kid. Now let's get real deep into this. So I started changing those things. I looked in the mirror. I said, "Nah, man." I started focused on what I was eating, and I started focusing on what I was reading. I started focusing on what I was drinking, and I started focusing on the people that I chose to be around me. I'd be, I'd rather be around. I'd rather be by myself than with some fools, man. But I know how to play the fool because he who plays the fool is the first to become wise. But I know how to also be the teacher too, because there's certain levels of archetypes types that you have to have within yourself and within your mind, because you could be the spearhead or you could be the stick or you could be the little feathers at the end of it. It's all about how you think about it at the end, and it's a metaphor for what you could be, a piece of protection. You could be a piece of survival. You could be or you could be one of them motherfuckers who stands around for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's for my good fathers. It's for my good daddies. It's for my real men. Not them stand around punks. You feel? That's not what this is for. So my warriors, the ones that's knowing that they can come around and do better, be better throughout each day. Because God wants warriors, strong, capable individuals that's willing to step out of that matrix and out of that little a bunch of fleas in a little jar and they only want to jump so high. No flea, I could. Come on, you know what I'm saying? So it's a part of your life and what you really want with your, matrix. It's your mind. Mine, I ain't in no matrix. The universe works in my favor. And these little challenges that I face and these little. Elijah Muhammad said it best, man. Louis Farrakhan said it best. Malcolm X already done told you about all this. They fear what they don't understand. But there's a clear understanding. I don't want to understand something that I don't agree with. So I'm gonna leave it alone. But my not understanding it, I'm still not gonna disrespect it. I'm still gonna move around it with integrity. I'm still not gonna be all up in their way. It's cool because that's not what people do. People treat other people properly because it's the golden rule. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure that my dogs, my children, are behaved. If I had dogs, I'm gonna make sure they're behaved. If I have my children, they're behaved. They're not out here being in nobody's way, tearing up nobody's stuff. And if they was, I would get on them. So that's what I'm saying, man. There's a certain standard that we all must have for our peoples. You know what's up, Raven? I see you. Homataki, I see you too, Wing One. You know what's up. But like I was saying, even the Raven agree. There's a certain part of every person's role that they must understand. The community is impacted by me. So the things that I do, the things that I say, how I be mindful of that, and I'm not trying to impact my community in a negative way or in a negative manner. So if I don't have nothing good, I keep my mouth shut. If I see people doing something, trying to take photo, doing stuff, I walk around them. I see somebody standing, I'm not all close to them for no reason because that's not proper, fam. It's not what I do. And I hope that you wouldn't do that either because that's not cool, fam. Just give people proper space, give them the proper time. You see somebody over there with their peoples and whatnot, don't feel entitled to nothing. It's good. You see somebody trying to get their content stuff off the ground, whatever. Why? Oh, I'm not just gonna be like pretending to look. Come on, brother. Come on, walk that. Come, thank you. If at all possible. If not, then I understand it too because this is your world just as much as it's mine. I don't own nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not entitled either. But I'm not gonna be overly doing it just to see, like, you know what I mean? What's that one saying? You know what? You feel what I mean? Going out of my way. But like I was saying, fans, be the beacon of hope, be the trailblazer for your community, be the one that sheds light, and be the ones that, you know, be able to grab but not bite in a certain aspect. Be able to, be able to talk your talk, but be able to walk your walk, and know how to be able to bow tongue and be able to not be roused by certain things and certain temperaments because not everybody is meant to hear. Not everybody's meant to like understand what you speak because they have that veil that'll never be lifted. So this is for the ones that got their Selassie eye decalcified and they got the veil on. They got that veil up. They don't have a veil. The veil's been lifted. They're the ones that is the betterment of their people and they got a kinship with the Most High in the heavens and knowing that. as they go throughout each day, that they want to be the change that they want to see in the world. So, like Gandhi said, I love that quote because it's so impactful, it's so powerful. Because the truth, you got to be the change that you want to see in the world. If you want to see changes, you got to be the one that is willing to make those changes within yourself and be the one that is able to step up out of them shackles and the mentally and not be the one that's putting yourself in enslavement because you don't have to limit yourself by your behaviors. You can change your behaviors, my brother, my native. You could be better throughout each day. You could become somebody that really trailblazes and become somebody that makes an impact. You know what I mean? Look at Nip. You know what I mean? Look at 19 Ks. Look at Louis Farrakhan. Look at, brothers on Earn Your Leisure. You know what I mean? Look at Brian Hope, Brian Hope, the brother who started that corporation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or Derek White. Think about individuals like that. Those type of brothers. Think about like athletes. Think about strong brothers, sisters that's really trailblazed throughout society and been the ones that wasn't scared to pick that ball up, pick that football up, pick that baseball up, to go on that walk, to go on that jog, the one to be the one that really defied all of those odds and really set themselves up for better because they was the ones that was able to know better because they was able to see a brother such as myself or such as Nip or such as or 19 or to just pick them jewels up that was being dropped because I got a lot of jewels dropped on me, man, from real brothers because I done took some real losses and then I had to go through some real lessons in my life, you know? But like I said, if you believe in you, there ain't nothing that you can't do if you so choose. So Spokane Tribe stand up, you heard? All tribes stand up, you heard? Sasquatch Warrior, she just tapping in, letting you know that I believe in you. If you believe in you and there ain't nothing that you can't do if you so choose. Yeah.